In today's breaking story, Donald Trump's morning just fell apart as Epstein's own brother just dropped a brutal bomb. That's right, things are not going so well for Donald Trump. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump is absolutely getting dragged through the mud over this Epstein issue.
Gentleman from California is recognized.
I want to remind you that we are all here voting on this bill because President Trump, who has the power to release the Epstein files at any time, has refused to do so, calling this a hoax. We're here because Speaker Mike Johnson and President Trump have gone to extraordinary lengths to try to kill and delay the discharge petition, including refusing to seat Adelita Grijalva for over 40 days and threatening House Republicans who signed on. Now, several of my Republican colleagues have accused those of us House Democrats who support justice here of having Trump derangement syndrome. You all suffer from something much worse, which is pedophile protection syndrome. Stop protecting pedophiles, release the Epstein files. The victims deserve justice. I yield back.
And still, it gets worse.
Congresswoman Green, you raised the question of whether or not the Justice Department will actually release these files. Do you take the president at his word when he says he's going to sign this bill, and do you have confidence that these files will actually be released?
I only take people's actions seriously, no longer words.
And what do you think the president's actions?
And I'll tell you, because I wasn't a Johnny-come-lately to the MAGA train. I was day one 2015, and there's a big difference in those Americans and those that decided to support President Trump later on. And I'll tell you right now, this has been one of the most destructive things to MAGA, is watching the man that we supported early on, 3 elections, for people that stood hours, slept in their cars to go to rallies, have fought for truth and transparency and to hold what we consider a corrupt government accountable. Watching this actually turn into a fight has ripped MAGA apart. And the only thing that will speak to the powerful, courageous women behind me is when action is actually taken to release these files, and the American people won't tolerate any other bullshit. That's where we are today. Thank you.
And now, Trump's morning just fell apart as Epstein's own brother dropped a brutal bomb. That's right, take a look at this breaking story. President Trump's morning just fell apart after a stunning new accusation from Jeffrey Epstein's own brother. Mark Epstein is now warning that Republicans are scrubbing the files and sabotaging the full release of the Epstein documents to protect Donald Trump. In a new interview with News Nation, Mark Epstein accused Trump and top Republicans of secretly altering the files behind the scenes. According to him, the sudden flip from blocking the release to supporting it is not a change of heart, it is a cover-up. He said he was told the reason for the reversal is that the files are being sabotaged so that when they are finally released, they have already been cleaned up. Mark Epstein said Republicans are scrubbing the files to take Republican names out, and claimed the sanitizing is happening at a facility roughly 78 miles northwest of Capitol Hill in Winchester, Virginia. He also added that Jeffrey Epstein definitely had dirt on Trump, and that the emails made it obvious. In his words, Trump can deny it all he wants, but it is clear everything he says is a lie. This lands at the worst possible time for Trump. For weeks, he pushed aggressively to block the release of the Epstein files and pressured Republicans not to sign the discharge petition. Then he suddenly flipped and told Republicans to support the release. Mark Epstein's explanation is devastating. He believes Trump only supports releasing the files now because they have already been sanitized. Meanwhile, the House voted 427-1 to release the Epstein files and send the petition to the Senate. It is a massive bipartisan vote intended to reveal more information about Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and any powerful figures connected to them. But if Mark Epstein is correct, the version of the files heading to the Senate is already compromised. Trump now faces several damaging questions at once. Why did he try to block the release Why did he suddenly reverse course? Why is Epstein's own brother insisting that Jeffrey had damaging information on him? And are Republicans really scrubbing evidence before the public gets to see it? Regardless of what happens next, the political fallout is immediate. The accusation is on the record, it is explosive, and it is already triggering new questions about Trump, the GOP, and the integrity of the Epstein files. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.